Paige Riehl. Paige Riehl's poetry has been featured in many publications, including Meridian, South Dakota Review, and Nimrod. And she won the 2012 to 2013 Loft Mentor Series in poetry. She loves the Victorian house in St. Anthony Park where she lives with her husband and son. Please welcome Paige Riehl.
Hi, thanks so much for having us. I'm going to start by reading the poem that I have in the St. Paul Almanac. And it's in the Almanac because it was selected for the Sidewalk Poetry Project. Are you all familiar with that? Stamping the poems in. So I'm really excited to have my poem published in concrete. And so far it's in 3 spots. But what I didn't realize about this project is that each year they continue to reuse the stamps. So I know someone who was accepted the very first year, and her poem is in 22 places around St. Paul. So I encourage you to submit. This is the shortest poem I've ever written. It's called Dragonfly. You are soul weigher, tiny devil's horse, doctor of snakes. You are strength of late summer, double-barred cross of courage and speed, rendered flightless with 2 pebbles and a string of child's hair. So the next poem I'm going to read is inspired by my childhood. I grew up in South Dakota in a town of about 400 people. Actually, I was out in the country, so I was kind of a farm kid. And we lived very near a Hutterite colony, so we would go there sometimes to get vegetables and chickens and things like that. So this poem is called At the Hutterite Colony, 1985. I know nothing about Anabaptists or pacifists, wars waged somewhere far beyond this South Dakota horizon, this shelter-belted colony. Persecution, migration. They speak German here between the corn and flax fields, and we stare openly into and beyond each other as if we have emerged from the past or the future. My pastel makeup, permed hair, short shorts, the smile-out girls with braids under polka-dotted kerchiefs. Mother examines the piles of red and green produce, orders fresh chicken recently plucked by nimble fingers. The gravel rolls beneath my almost bare feet. I am showing off in my silence with a wiggle of a toe, the way my back leans against the warm car door. I am a girl with a vehicle to the future, state schools and dates and flights to foggy coasts. I know nothing yet of Nabokov or Kafka, of feminism or politics. I am short-sighted without correction, full of small-town epiphanies. Could I take these pale girls home with me, display the world's forbidden wonders with a flourish of my tanned arm, the new microwave, the VCR, the weekly top 40 countdown? I've dreamed of time travel with Laura Ingalls, releasing her booted feet into flip-flops, marching her through malls and supermarkets, all Fruity Pebbles and Oreos, lazy days watching the Dukes of Hazzard on television. Knowledge would release her from butter churns and boiling sap for syrup. Come with me, I want to say. Let's buy and be free and drink beer by the bonfire. But we are silent in the sun. The Hutterite boys sometimes leave, alone or in pairs, tramp the other world, excited yet lost, buying ice cream at the drive-in, their nervous smiles lighthouses in wide spaces. They emerge sporadically, walking down gravel roads, then return home after months, their heads bent toward their boots. We hear rumors of young men and women driven in pickups to other colonies in search of a mate. We see the occasional albinos and shake our heads from our high tractor seats and trucks, from the street dance where the band plays Sweet Home Alabama, that faraway land, while we sing Turn It Up. At home, Mother bakes the chicken golden, slices tomatoes into perfect circles, the ripeness soft between our teeth. And I'm just going to read one more. This is a poem about my grandmother, who passed away about 1.5 years ago, but She made it to the age of 95 and lived almost that entire time on her own. She did have a couple of moments in rehabilitation centers after falling down. And so this is called Edie Watches the Tsunami from her bed at Life Care Rehabilitation Center in Las Vegas, March 2011. Through the window was the concrete parking lot. Cars came and went as if the drivers couldn't decide whether to stay or go. She didn't belong here, wanted her lazy boy and trailer, wanted her legs to hold her up. The diaper made her mad. She flipped the television control, looking for the weather, finding nightly news and the angry waves sweeping 500 miles per hour across Japan's coast, swallowing houses, flipping boats over like bars of soap. Without her glasses, it all looked blurry, as if someone had wiped a hand across a wet painting, smeared it all to brown, the color of shitty diapers. She couldn't see clearly enough to wonder about the people who must have had only seconds to realize their own forecast, the ocean rising up as if the world was quickly tilted, death rushing toward them like a train. She had lived on this earth so long, 94 winters, 94 summers. She wondered if it was her time, said she had other plans, but who is in control after all? The sun shone brightly, and nothing had changed really, except that maybe this was it. Maybe it was the beginning of the end. Maybe right then something began rolling quietly across the desert. Thank you.